So my name is Laurie, and I am 54 years old. I've been on the streets since I was 15. My parents threw me out for being a bad girl, I guess you want to say. I was a wild child, and I stayed on the streets. I'd stay home for 3 months and leave for 3 months, and I hitchhiked across the country back in the day. I wouldn't suggest it these days. And then at 27, I had my son, and I was married for 4 years. I had another husband for 4 years, and then I was in a relationship for 10 years with another gentleman. And my kids were just becoming of age, and something happened between me and one of my exes, and my kids were just like, go out to California and kind of visit there and go see it. My sister lived here, and I chose to pay rent but still live on the streets. I found the people were heartful. They're more right outward. There was no tales of, everything's right out in the open. You know who everybody is. There's no hiding anybody or who you are. You can pretend, but we all know who each other really is. And I liked it. I like being out here for the people. I'm different than them, so a lot of them don't think I should be here, but I choose the streets at this point because it feels more at home. They're my family.
So you were 15 when you first hit the streets.
Yeah.
57 now?
54.
54?
Yeah.
So
from 15 to 27, I was on the streets hitchhiking. And then I had my son. And then for 18 years, like 2 4-year marriages and then a 10-year relationship, I was in a house, and I had plenty of land and all that stuff with that. I've had money and I've had no money. I think it's just bigger bills and bigger problems with bigger money is all it is.
what do you think is the biggest challenge people on the streets are facing right now?
Right now, the drugs that are going around, some of them are being fed it even when they don't want it. That they don't do it. And we're being judged for things that are not true. Some of us don't do the drugs like people think we do. You know what I mean? But because we hang around with those that are doing the drugs, food is hard. People won't let us use the bathroom. They don't let us use the showers. They're shutting them down because they don't want us, because not all of us are clean. We can't help that. Some of us do have mental issues, and that's why we're out here, because they don't know what to do with us. There's so many different things that are happening right now that I'm afraid for how it's going to be. I see mayhem happening really fast around here. People are getting hurt for no reason at all, for a shoe or a tent that got ripped when they walked by, or somebody stepped on your foot, and all of a sudden it's like as if you shot their brother. It's ridiculous the amount of hatred and anger that everybody has out here, and it's only because they don't feel like they belong anywhere. And it's the honest truth.
Why is belonging so important, or what?
We all have our families. We have family. We have somebody. When you're out here, you're alone. Even when you have family, your family doesn't stay out here with you. So like me, myself, my whole family has died, different reasons. I have my 2 children that are out in New Hampshire, and I have my sister's 2 kids that are still alive. And that is just me. So when you're out here, you count on the people that are next to you. That if I need help, I can call out to somebody. And right now, there's really not much of that. Everybody turns their back on it, and that's people driving by. That's people in the houses. All they want you to do is be quiet. I've seen girls getting beat up, and attacked, and people are like, "Hey, be quiet! Tell it to shut up." They don't want to stop the anger. They're causing it. And now the people in the homes are coming out and doing the aggressive stuff. That's the scary part, because they're mobbing together now. It's like if you see an encampment, if you see a homeless, call us, let us know. Right now, one of my places I was being shot at with a BB gun, and I told the cops, and they said, "Well, just don't go back there. We're nothing, and it's out of sight, out of mind." And that's a lousy feeling to feel. So when you're out of sight, out of mind, well, then who's going to be there if I need somebody? It's like, go further back in the woods. Like, why? Who's going to be there? It's hard. It's hard to think that we're just nothing to them. We all belong to somebody and had families at one time. Sometimes,
For like someone like in a situation like yourself, where you're kind of saying you're choosing to be out here in a way, kind of, but do you really want to be out here, or is it just that the solutions that are out there are not the best, or there has to be more to it than you? I can't really believe that you would want to really stay out here.
I know where you're getting with that.
But I'm also could be wrong. This is just my.
No,
I'm just
no.
curious to dive a little bit more
It
into
used to
that.
be. I felt good. I felt like you know, because I care about people. I don't care. You know, I'm loud. I'm proud. I'm an East Coast girl, and I used to feel like I could make a difference. You know, be out here for somebody who couldn't speak up for themselves, or there wasn't anybody, or to give them hope or something. But then it was me just deflecting. I know this, but also, it's to go. Now things then were a little different. And, you know, East Coast. It depends on where you're at too, because like East Coast, 5 feet of snow and 40 below zero. I'm good with that. I don't want to be homeless at all. I come to California, you know, it's like, all right, it rains 5 days, and all of a sudden I'm miserable. I might as well be 5 feet of snow. You know, that kind of stinks. It's a little easier out here, but it's also harder because all they want to do is put you in a drug program, and it's not always that issue. You know, and that's with the courts, that's with the people, and they all think, you know, you're just doing drugs, or just go to doing drugs. Yeah, it's like that's not always it. You know, sometimes it's just we need our meds, or we just, you know, we can't handle the stresses of going back to a reality of just a mundane life of, you know, we have our own little society here. You know, we hold each other accountable for things. You know, we have our own court system basically. You know, all right, I'm gonna let so and so know that, you know, this is what you're doing, and, you know, we're not gonna let you do that in this section. You know, we don't allow that here. You know, or we band together and decide to do something better for ourselves. But and then unfortunately, somebody just slaps the door in the face and says, you know, I walked into a thrift store and they were like, yeah, we don't want your kind here. What are you talking about? I haven't been here in 2 years. You know, I've never done anything here. I've never stolen. I don't do that stuff. They're like, yeah, we just don't want your kind here. You need to leave. And that was it. And there's no way for us to go to and say, hey, I just wanted to get some clothes. I had money in my pocket. Or want to go buy coffee. Yeah, no, you need to leave. What do you mean I need to leave? I haven't done anything. You know, it sucks. And it's just because we're homeless.
So let me ask you this question: if you could say something to general society, like I have about 20,000 people that follow my page, and if you could say something so that they could have a little bit more understanding or empathy towards people in a similar situation to yourself, what would you say?
Remember that we're all humans. We all hurt. We all have a heart. We may act tough. We may act strong or not like we don't care. But we all are just longing to belong somewhere and feel loved. And in the long run, we just want to belong. You know, like everybody else, but we just have a different way of doing it. And we're not homeless, we're home free. You know, so we look at it. It's just remember that we're human too.
Do you remember your first day homeless? What was that like?
Scary. I was 15. I was on the streets of Lawrence, Massachusetts. I was on the borderline of Methuen and Lawrence. I was 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's scary down there then. It's in 1985 we're talking. I walked around and I would carry something in my hand and something in my hip just to make sure, and I was sitting on a swing set, and I had different friends from school that would sneak me into the house and let me sleep sleep there for a little bit till their parents would get up. It was very lonely. I hadn't eaten in 2 weeks. They brought me in the mall and they all sat me down, and my friends would, you know, made me eat something. So I was doing back then. I started with the pot and everything. So
If you go on interview, make sure you give it some money too, man. Don't be just getting money off never not looking out.
he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Humanity for showers. They do good. Thank you. Other people, I mean, they throw us food all the time and stuff. Now it's like the conspiracy is that they're all trying to poison us. You know, everybody thinks because everybody's getting sick, but it's like it's been cold, it's been hot, it's been cold, it's been hot. Now it's raining. They forget that we're sleeping on the ground. We're getting sick. Just period. It's not always just about somebody trying to get at us.
You're 54 years old. You've been experiencing homelessness since you're 15 years old. You kind of expressed originally why you wanted to be out here voluntarily, but I kind of keep circling back to this idea of belonging, because I think that's kind of more the root cause. Because I see people like Angela, she's housed, but she'll still come hang out with people because of the community aspect of it. And so I think a lot of times people will house folks, put them in programs, but they're still not. They're not addressing the root cause of wanting community and wanting belonging. And so, can you tell me a little bit more about just belonging and community and why that's so important for a human?
Yeah, I mean, everywhere we go, like when you're on the streets, you can't trust anybody. You know, you don't know what their end game is, what they're really trying to get at. Is it something you have in your tent, or is it your tent, or is it just you? Is it something that you might be able to get for them? So there's no trust issue. There's no trust out here at all. Even your closest friends are not really your closest friends. They're just the closest that you have out here. So you're always longing for that real connection from when you were a kid and when you were growing up, and the family unity and the birthday parties and all that stuff and the holidays. And then when something comes up, it's like, all right, we get shuffled into a room and we have a Christmas dinner. All right, now everybody you gotta be out. All right, no loitering, get out. It's like there's still no that family time and just sitting back, and Uncle Fred just got drunk in the back and did something stupid. And so when we go into these programs, and then we go into these apartments or these like Vista Blues, the program that they had here, tell people get off the streets. It's 30 days. Now get out. There's no real setting, or they put you in an apartment with a bunch of people you don't know, and then you're just back like you were on the streets. You don't trust anybody. There's really no unity. You just got a roof over your head. So you're just always searching for that home feel where you can just sit back, kick back, and just relax and watch a movie or watch a show and just feel like you don't have to sit there and watch your wallet or watch your back, or worry about who's coming to the door, or is it the cops, or is it somebody that's mad at you, or what could possibly happen. So that longing, there's always a longing, always.
So last question would be like, okay, Laurie, I'm the city. What work? Like, if I want to help you get off the street right now, what can I do for you? Like, what would actually help you?
For me, it's like everybody has their own story of what's going to get them off there.
Yeah, but that's why. So for Laurie,
for Laurie, it was supposed to be my birth. I've been on just SSDI since 2009. I had 15 surgeries, and when I moved out here, I lost all my IDs and all that stuff, and I needed to get my birth certificate, and so I can get my ID again. It's taken me 8 years, and I finally got it. And then I was in one of those programs at one of those hotels for a 21 stay, and they threw out my stuff, because I wasn't there when I did a check-in, and I didn't have to be. It wasn't part of the regulations, but they threw it all out with my birth certificate. So it stopped me from being back on the streets, because that birth certificate got my ID, which got my SSDI turned back on, which got my retro, which got me into a place, which got me off the streets to give me a start. And instead, I'm back out here again. It's like, and now I got to start all over again, and then just figure out how to do it from there. I don't know. Being out here, whether you're beautiful or not, doesn't even matter anymore. Out here, it's really weird. And Oceanside is one of the really different places I've ever met. It's a very sexually oriented place here, and it gets very dangerous. You really have to watch yourself. And I mean, I'm a strong-willed woman. I was raised, like a boy. I can hold my own, but it also gets me in trouble. I mean, I've been stabbed in the head. I've been hit with 9-foot walking sticks over my head. I've been kidnapped. I've been raped by gunpoint. I mean, I've had it all done in the 8 years I've been here. But these frail people, like you saw with Angela and stuff, I don't know who protects them. Some of these people, these girls out here, they weren't like that when they were out here. Just in the last 3 or 4 years, these guys are putting drugs in the thing. And when I was raped, I had said something to some of the girls: be careful. This is a good-looking guy. He was in a nice, brand new car. It's not there's the homeless that are doing it. It's people on the streets. It's the drunks at the bars that are coming out. They just want to let's get that homeless girl. They call them dirt squirrels. Let's get that dirt squirrel. And then they trick them out, and they give them drugs, and then these girls don't come back from it. I got a few friends that I know here. One of them being Jen, who's here today, and she wasn't like that. When I met her. Now she's talking to herself and talking to people that aren't there. She's been in and out of the hospitals. She's been raped many times now. And when I was talking with them, one of the girls said to me, "Yeah, like when they bring you out to the marsh and they drag you and they give you those pills, and then they're all there, and then all of a sudden they're all gone, and then you come back, and then nobody's like the same, and nobody looks at them like the police just drag them in and then they bring them back. The city doesn't do. They're not doing. They just look at us like a clump." And I get it. There's only so much you can do for people if they don't want to get the help. But they just look at us as a whole. And we all have different issues and different reasons why we're the way we are. Whether we can't handle the public, or whether we can't handle ourselves, or whatever. Or maybe we just don't have anybody to tell us what to do, or we weren't raised that way. There's just so many different ways. I don't know. There's got to be something that they can do without they're all individuals. We're all individuals. They can't look at us as a whole like that. It just becomes numbers. It's always a numbers game, and we're not a number. We're human like they are. The ones that are judging us.